hello, Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you here from Kangaroo City, and go my stuff. Anyway, I have a video today that I wanted to do, a couple of house cleaning things. The one person that said, I wonder who's shunning more, you or the Mormons, and I guess that's for everybody to decide for themselves. They shunned me for 55 years, and I've only shunned them for one. So, 1 year, 55, I don't know what's even there. The other thing is, goddamn, I lost my father-in-law again today in Desert Industries. Now, I'm going to tell you something about DI. Everything there is donated. Okay? They don't put a cent out for anything. It's all donated. And you get a lot of crazy people in there. You get a lot of immigrants and a lot of retarded people and a lot of homeless people, etc. So you never know what you're going to meet in there. Now, we're looking around together. He found a couple of things. I found a couple of things. And I went out to look at the couches, and I sat on them. I love to sit on their couches. It's free. So I'm sitting there, and I go, God damn, I wonder where Ty is. So I go, God damn, have I lost him again? So I get up, and I go back into the swinging doors where I left him. He's not here. Now I'm going up and down the halls of DI, trying to find my Filipino father-in-law, who can barely speak enough English to say, I'm hungry. And I'm saying to myself, 2 days in a row now, Home Depot and DI. So anyway, I said, again, screw it. I'm going home. Don't hold the Bard up. The Bard is going home. So I'm there at the checkout counter. I'm putting my 2 items through. It was $1.05. I bought 2 things. $1.05. And I look up. There's Ty standing right by the door. And I go, hell, there he is. And he showed me. He used his credit card and his items, and he bought them, and he's just standing there waiting for me. Well, these 2 big old Mormon horses, that Brigham Young rejected, saw him, and they wanted to buy him. I said, you can't buy my father-in-law. No. There's a price tag on him, and he had a tag right here. I don't know how it gets stuck on him, for $1.50. I go, no, he's not $1.50. And they're yanking on him. I'm, wait a minute, you cannot take my rented Filipino. No. So anyway, it's dangerous over there in DI. If you have brown skin, you could be sold very quickly. And they have an auction block there for black people. You can buy a good black for about $125 over there. So anyway, here I am again looking for my father-in-law. And all right, now let me come down to the real purpose of this video. I have my rock now. You've seen my rock, and you've seen my hat. They're together. They're together right now. But I'm having a message put on the hat, and I've decided that the message I'm going to put on the hat is praise to the man. And I took my rock over to the dentist today, and he's LDS, laughing his ass off, just laughing his ass off. So anyway, some people have a sense of humor, most don't in Utah. So I'm going to wear the hat, and my rock chain is almost done. Ty is working on that. So anyway, I got thinking about the Joseph Smith rock. Now, when I look into my rock, and I can see it now in the hat, when I get dark like that, I see angels and stars. Then I check my sugars, and they're low as hell. They're 38. I go, whoa, get that sugar up. Angels go away. So, I don't know. Now, let me ask you about the rock, okay? I don't know anything about the rock community. I've never had a personal rock before. I don't know if they take baths. Do you put them in the tub with you? Put them under the shower? Do they shampoo their hair? I don't know these things. And what does a rock do for poo-poo? I don't want him poo-poo in my hat, so I don't know. So I take him out and I put him on his little rock bed that I made him. He has a bed and a little tiny pillow. Now, here's what I'm afraid of. What if my rock is a divorced rock? What if an ex-wife tries to break in and beat his ass? How would I know? And when she does that, if I throw her out the window, is that domestic violence? I don't know the rock culture. I don't. I thought about taking him down to the DMV and seeing if I could get him to drive. But they said, no arms and no legs, too much of a disability. All right. I'm not pushing it. So I called Social Security and I said, I have a friend, he's a rock, and I'd like to get a number for him. They hung up on me. They didn't ban me, they just hung up. Now, having a rock friend is not as fun as you think it might be. If somebody's hurting you, the Palestinians, they throw rocks all the time. What if, I have to defend myself? Should I throw my rock? I don't know these things. I'm trying to learn, as a good ex-Mormon, how the hell Joseph Smith took care of that rock. Now, my rock says yes. All the time. I've never seen him say no, as a matter of fact, and so maybe that's Joseph Smith's problem. I don't know how the rock communicates. He has a mouth, but I've never seen it move. But I've seen him over on the shelf in the hat, and suddenly I start to hear Reformed Egyptian coming from the hat. God dang, I run over there, put my face in it, and the Reformed Egyptian stops. So my rock speaks Reformed Egyptian, so it must be very similar to Joseph Smith's rock. Now, how does a rock communicate? Now, I have some ideas, and my dentist, who's LDS, I'm laughing my ass off having him explain a talking rock. Anyway, I'm just sitting there, because I don't want him to poke me, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm wondering, if Joseph Smith looked at the rock, and he said, is it okay if I marry 14-year-old girls and bounce all over the bed with them? And the rock would wink one eye, and that means yes. The other eye means no. Well, I think the rock has some kind of paralysis in the left eye, because he says to Joseph Smith, yes, that's okay. Maybe that's the way he communicated. Maybe you tickle the rock when you talk to it. Oh, kind of like a cartoon, maybe, Hey, I'm just throwing out theories here, okay? I don't hear any of you telling me how my rock talks. None of you have said anything. So now I'm thinking, well, what do you do to punish a rock? What if he gives you the wrong answer? What if you say to him, Joseph Smith, can I have a flaming sword and threaten people with it to marry me? And the rock goes, no. You can take the rock and put it face down. Now the rock can't breathe. The rock can't see shit. And you can say to the rock, until you come around and say yes again, your face is in the mud there. You're down there. So anyway, I don't want anyone to play with my rock. I'm afraid my grandchildren are going to come over, maybe scrape his eye off or something. And I don't know, when I go downtown with it hanging on me, I wanted to insure it. You insure jewelry and valuable things. So I called my insurance company for the house. I said, I got some expensive items here. What are they, paintings? And I said, well, it's a little bit painted. He said, is it valuable? Yeah. Is it one of a kind? Yeah. And he said, would everybody else like to have one and steal it? I said, yeah. He said, okay, I think we can insure it. I said, with Lloyd's of London, they insure anything. And he said, I can get Lloyd's. He says, what is it? And I said, well, it's a seer stone. He said, what? I said, it's a seer stone. He says, it sees things? I said, well, yeah, it does. It looks into the future. It's kind of like a Ouija board. He said, Lloyd's of London is not even going to take that talking, walking, looking rock. No. So, I'm learning every day, is the rock married? Does he have little rocks? Now, here's the other thing. Now, I'm not sure of this either. I remember walking with my grandfather. I was a little boy, 7 or 8 years old. We're walking through the field, and a couple of horses in the field, and he says, "Oh, look at that mare. Look at that, what do you call it, a bull, not a bull or a stud or whatever." And I said, "Well, how can you tell the difference?" He says, "It's the way they go to the bathroom." I was learning. Here's my first sex education there. So anyway, I don't know if this is a male or a female rock. Now, there's no extremities on it. It's very smooth. Makes me a little suspicious it might be female, because there's nothing sticking out of the rock. I don't know. Do all rocks have little penises? I don't know. I've never had rock training. I've got 2 master's degrees. I got one short, 2 credits. But I got 2 master's degrees, and my undergraduate from BYU was child development, family relationships was my minor, and social work was my major. And in all those classes I've had, in all the daycare centers that I've owned, I've never had a child rock. I don't know if this one's male or female. Now, that gives me some worry too. What if I get another rock? So this one will have a friend. That makes sense. I don't like my rock to be alone. Well, how do I know the other seer stone that I get doesn't see her? And I wake up in the morning, and there's 2 or 3 little rabbit rock stones in the bottom of that. I go, Jesus! They've reproduced. So, these are the difficulties of revelation. Jesus assigned this rock to speak to Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith took, in his 3rd grade education, Reformed Egyptian, and I don't know, Joseph has never said, does the mouth move? Monson can wiggle his ears, that might be some way to communicate. One eye, yes or no. The rock does say yes. If you take that hat and move it, the rock will say yes. He rocks and rolls. So I'm thinking, how to be a good rock father. I haven't been a good father before, so this will give me some practice. So anyway, I have the rock. He's in the hat. They're getting to know each other a little bit. I hope not too much, but again, I don't know. Maybe the hat's female and the rock is male. What are you gonna have, little hats in the bottom? I don't. This is a science that is without measure. This is the science that Joseph Smith started, and I'm trying to follow up. I'm doing research studies of rocks that talk and speak for Jesus. Now, why Jesus can't speak on the internet or speak from the sky, I don't know. Maybe when he speaks, does rocks come out of his mouth? If you get a rock, then you know what Jesus is saying. I don't know. Moses was kind of into stones. He liked to bring those big stones down. But, this prophet just has a little rock. So I don't think Joseph's prestige in the line of prophets of the world is very good. He just has a little rock. It has no eyes on it, no nose, no ears, no hair. My rock is much more sophisticated. So anyway, let's not belabor this. If any of you know anything about rock talk, please, give me some information. And if any of you have any way to identify whether this is a male or a female rock, please let me know, because I certainly want to be sensitive to that. So, oh God, hear the words of my mouth. That's the old Pele Ale 3 times, true order of prayer. Don't cut my throat, don't cut my heart, don't cut my guts. That's the 1990 penalties if you speak like this. That will happen to you. I want to tell you something. I was just looking at my statistics. I don't look at the statistics very much. Every 3 or 4 months I'll look and see, am I still on the air? Is anyone looking at me? Let me tell you something. I have been intercepted, or I've been looked at from over 200 countries in the world. More than the Mormon Church goes to. I go to more countries than the Mormon Church goes to. I'm coming up on 1.4 million people who looked at me. Now, many of them, I'm sure, just shut me off and told me, screw him. But some of them had looked at me. I'm growing faster than the Mormon Church. I have 1.4 million. I think by next Christmas, not this Christmas, I'll be at 2 million. And the Mormon Church can't seem to get off of 15 million, which we know isn't true in the first place. I'm growing faster, and more people want to hear me than the missionaries. I never thought about that. I go to more countries, I talk to more people, and more people actually listen. You know, the missionaries, sure, the people are going to slam the door on them too, and sometimes here people, you know, I'm sure slam the door, turn me off. But anyway, I want you to have health in the navel, marrow in the bone, strength in the loins, and in use power in the priesthood. Be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Any of you that are rock experts, or if there's a rock doctor out there, or psychiatrist, get a hold of me. I need rock advice.